G'day viewers, how are you? The end of another week. Congratulations you for making it through one more. Here I am with a slightly late TFU Friday video. But yeah, I'm here. And yeah, the world continues to be totally fucked up. It's fabulous. This gives me an opportunity to say congratulations to the UK for Prime Minister Boris Johnson. It's been coming inevitably for some time, like just a burning garbage truck of inexorability to destroy what was left. I mean, I love he's coming in. You know, he rode the Brexit bandwagon, the rhetoric of which changed from Brexit will be the best thing that ever happened to England to, hey, basic foodstuffs will probably still be available, and if they're not, we're confident we're not going to run out of body bags. It feels somewhat symbolic that at the same time Boris Johnson becomes PM, you've got these record heat waves happening in the Northern Hemisphere, in England, Europe, and North America. Scary stuff. And I feel like people often talk about, oh, what would a time traveller be like if they came back and went, oh, I'm going to change it. I think what would be more interesting would be a multiverse traveller. If you're at all familiar with multiverse theories, the idea that there are multiple, in fact, infinite dimensions where everything and anything can happen. Like everything that could happen is happening somewhere, has happened somewhere, will happen somewhere, and every little decision is another split off of a dimension. We just can't travel between them, you know, unless you're watching Rick and Morty, for instance. But I honestly feel like a multi-dimensional traveller ending up here, you know, just say, hey, what year is it? And it's 2019. Cool. Who's British Prime Minister? Boris Johnson. Oh, holy fuck! This is that dimension? Really? You know, we've done a study, and I've actually studied billions of dimensions, and now I know which one you are. You are unique. You are literally the only dimension that at the same time had President Donald Trump, Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and you all knew about climate change and its catastrophic impact, but did nothing anyway. Holy fuck! I never thought I'd find this. This is literally, of the infinite multiverses, this is the only one where all of that shit happened at once. Congratulations! I like to think that we are just in the dumbest timeline, because the idea that this was inevitably always going to happen and was the only possible outcome is honestly too depressing. I do like looking on the lighter side. I mean, yes, again, the Trump shit show continues in the US. It was kind of amusing to see the Mueller testimony at Congress. And I posted this 1-minute video to Facebook. It's being circulated around. It was all sorts of stuff came out, but this is this one damning minute where one Democrat basically says to Mueller about all the convictions they got and the guilty pleas from Trump cronies. It's like, well, they committed this crime, right? Yes. He confessed to this crime, right? Yes. He confessed to this crime, right? Yes. And the Trump campaign was actively involved? Yes. Trump actively benefited from it? Yes. And then Trump instructed people to lie about the collusion. That's what the person said in their plea. Yes. It's just like, I saw that and I was like, holy fuck. Even with the ridiculousness of Trump and the stupidity of Trump supporters, how the fuck does he survive that? Like, Mueller literally just saying, yes, this is all crime. It's just that we have this idea in the Department of Justice that you can't prosecute a sitting president, which is ridiculous. But anyway, they think that, which, again, a lot of people said, well, that means the Democrats and any Republican with the remotest shred of decency should vote for impeachment. Isn't going to happen, but they should do it, because then you could act to remove Trump, and then he could be prosecuted. But that appears to be unlikely. Who knows? It's a surprising world. Anything could happen. I always feel like throwing in, as well, when talking about impeachment, people act as if that's a court process, and it's not. In the US system, what that literally is if it goes through, it's the Congress and the Senate saying to the president, we don't like you. We think you did a bad thing. We don't think you should be president anymore. It isn't a court. It's a political process, not a legal process. So therefore, the fact that Trump is implicated in so many crimes doesn't mean he must, by definition, be impeached, because impeachment's a political process, not a legal one. Can lead to legal proceedings down the line if you remove Trump from office. But like I said, I honestly don't see that happen. And every now and then little Trumpelos try and upset me. Trump 2020. I honestly think that's the most likely outcome. I look at the fucking ridiculousness of the world, and I go, yeah, I think that's going to happen. You can't upset me. You can't trigger me by saying Trump 2020, because I think that's the most likely outcome. It's shit, but, you know, I've just kind of accepted the fucked state of humanity in this, the dumbest timeline. And speaking of stupid, actually, that's still one of the things that I can't wrap my head around, how people manage to continue to revere and worship Trump when, on top of everything else, like just being a vile, awful person and a fucking criminal, he's thick as shit. And the way he can't form a sentence. And the people who are ragging on Trump continually peddle out, oh, look at him, he can't say a word. Oh! His supporters don't fucking care, okay? At this point, it's clear. They either accept the utter failings of Trump to reach basic levels of competence, either they embrace that, they don't care, or they're so whack they can block it out. It's like when I posted this 1 minute video of Miller saying yes to all the guilty things about the Trump cronies. Thought, well, how does Trump survive that? And I should have known by lying, by supporters lying. It's weird as that. I think she's now the former press secretary for the White House, Sarah Sanders, posting on Twitter like, oh, there you go, Mueller totally exonerates Trump again. Oh, it admits it was a witch hunt. Because one Republican fuckhead in there went on this big thing and goes, oh, have you ever seen a president singled out like this before? And Mueller goes, no, because this is a unique situation. And he goes, no, I just want yes or no. And you said yes, no one's been treated like this. And I've only got a few minutes. Like, he didn't ask a question. He's making pronouncements. He's speechifying. And it's the weirdest thing saying, it's a witch hunt because no one's ever gone after a sitting president like this in an investigation. And Mueller's trying to say, because no other president's been as criminal? It's kind of like, I've never seen someone who murdered 15 nuns and 20 orphans attacked in a court like this. And the judges go, because we've never had a case like this. It's the most bizarre thing. And so, yeah, and this Sarah Huckabee Sanders showed what they were going to do. Just lie. Just like there's this documentary evidence of Mueller going, yeah, they're all criminal as fuck. And she just sits there and goes, exonerated. Totally. And it's just like, what the fuck? When this level of lying is just the default mode. See, this is one of the reasons some people say, like, because there's this weird cottage industry on YouTube of right-wing fuckheads making attack videos of me, and people saying, oh, well, you should make them back or debate them. I was going like, what's the fucking point? They're liars. They act in bad faith. Their starting point is to lie, then they proceed to lie, and in conclusion, they tell lies. They start from a position of bad faith and then continue to act in bad faith. Like, every now and then I kind of get tempted to go, or maybe I should engage and take them down, because their arguments are so fucking pathetic. When they're not pure and simple outright lies, they're built on just the weakest platform of sand that you could wash away with the simplest of counterpoints, because 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, they've got nothing. And so, yeah, occasionally I think, maybe I should engage. Maybe I should respond to that. Maybe I should debate. Then I think, oh, no, wait. They're lying little fuckbags, and I don't know, I could slam my dick in a car door and the experience would be less painful and more productive. So maybe not. But I'm just going to mock Trump again. Again, whenever I say this again, it doesn't achieve anything. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anyone's mind. But sometimes I feel good. If you miss this story, Trump appeared on one of these fucking weird right-wing groups. I think it was Turning Point USA, who are mostly famous for doing really fucking shit memes. They're getting the kids on college campuses and they're making conservatism cool. Yeah, okay. My personal favourite is one of their previous events. The attendees, who are all very much on board with the conservative message and the pro-Trump message, but they got bored and started memeing Charlie Kirk by gradually shrinking his face in pictures of his big head. And it caused all sorts of furor. It was brilliant. But in this one, Trump appeared on stage and there was, the crest of the seal of the President of the United States behind him. Except it wasn't. It was a parody done by someone who described themselves as a former Republican. Said they'd voted for George W. Bush in the past, but they hate Trump. And instead of the American eagle holding arrows in its claw, it's a two-headed bird, which is reminiscent of Russian crest, and is holding golf clubs in one claw and a handful of cash in the other claw. And there was a little bit of, Latin, which loosely translated said 45 is a puppet. And this was put on stage at a conservative function while Trump's on stage. And nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. And the funniest thing about it is it wasn't even subterfuge. It wasn't someone going, ha, I'm going to make Trump and this whole thing look bad. No. It was a combination of ignorance, laziness, and dishonesty and greed, basically. So instead of paying, a graphic artist to do the right thing, instead of going to a proper source, the story goes, the person who put the back projection up just searched for the presidential seal on a Google search, and the first high-res image they found was this one. And again, it was a parody designed to mock Trump. And just the cavalcade of people who didn't know. This is what cracks me up. These people who go, I love America, I love Trump, and it's so meaningless, it's so shallow, it's so much bullshit. They don't even recognise the markings of the thing they profess to be in favour of. Their ignorance is so profound, a really obvious parody can be put in front of them, and they don't know. It's like when you see Trump unable to say the Pledge of Allegiance, unable to sing the national anthem, whatnot. So, because it's all show, it's absolutely meaningless. But nothing matters. These people are liars, cheats, frauds, disingenuous wankers, and nothing matters. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you subscribed so you don't miss my next video, because I do a lot of them. Jump in with a comment on this video or let me know what you'd like me to do in another video, and hit me up on the various social media as well. Your support means a lot, so if you tell other people about the videos, that is one of the most positive things you can do to support me. Just share the video with your friends, put it on your social media and tell them they should subscribe and join in. Or remember this easy song.
Subscribe to AngryAussie and share this with your friends.